I'm here today because several of you have asked to see the prize-winning quilt that I won at the Cinco de Mayo pet fundraiser that I attended last week. So I was so excited when I came home from the craft show and the Cinco de Mayo event because I won the quilt along with some other prizes, and I was telling Rick about it, and it was on one of his videos where I was bringing him a bite to eat. So I'll put the link to that video in case you want to see that. But because of that, a lot of our viewers asked, can we see the prize-winning quilt that you got that day when you entered a contest? So that's why I'm here today, to show you that quilt. This was given to me along with the quilt, and it says the Kutztown Folk Festival 2010 Top Honor. This was attached to the quilt. So you'll see as I show you why this got such a high honor recognition. Along with that quilt was this little package saying, to the buyer of the auction piece, Star of Bethlehem quilt, and there's a certificate that came with it. And this says the Kutztown Folk Festival Quilt Sale and Auction. This fine quilt that you have purchased at the Folk Festival has gone through a rigorous juried inspection process to assure that only quality materials and the highest standards of workmanship have been achieved. The quilt was made by hand in the United States of America. The quality and origins of this quilt are guaranteed by the Kutztown Folk Festival, and it's signed by the director. So that's a nice certification to come with it. And there was also a letter called Kindness and Joy. And I just want to read this to you if you don't mind, because to me this has special meaning. This quilt is so beautiful and so perfect, and coming from a family of quilters who are very talented, I can appreciate the workmanship in this. So I'm going to read this to you. This is from the Quilt Barn staff at the Kutztown Folk Festival. Here's what it says in the letter from July 2010. I am convinced that quilts are good for the soul. A good eyeful of a quilt pattern and the color in the morning can be as uplifting as flowers in the spring or sunrise on the mountains. And this is Marcia McCloskey in the preface to Wall Quilts. And the special letter that came with this: Dear quilt buyer, congratulations, you have just purchased one of 24 award-winning quilts from the 15th annual Kutztown Folk Festival. And it's a quilt auction held in Kutztown, Pennsylvania on Saturday, July 10th, 2010. Selected from over 1,000 other entries for its outstanding workmanship and unique design, your stunning Star of Bethlehem was created by members of an old order Amish community in Minnesota, known for their traditional designs and exquisite workmanship. One of the oldest and most beloved quilt patterns, the Star of Bethlehem, requires great precision during the construction process, as the quilt will curl if the pieces are not cut exactly. Not to worry, yours is a magnificent example of precision execution and exquisite quilting, as well as superb color and fabric choices. Whether you display it on a bed or hang it on a wall, you can take pleasure in knowing that with your purchase you are helping to preserve an age-old tradition that blends the history of a frugal, hard-working past with the creativity, vision, and dedication of 21st century artisans. Enjoy your quilt and do visit us again next year. Sincerely, the Quilt Barn staff. Okay, that's a nice letter to go along with it. Let me show you how beautiful it looks. And first of all, they told me to store it in a large pillowcase because it protects it from what happens to a piece of cloth when you put it in a plastic bag. So don't put it in a plastic bag is my first advice. It's a big one. I'm going to lay it out on the grass. The grass is nice and dry, and it'll be fine. It's so nice. One side is white, but you can see all the quilting on there. You can see that it's really beautiful quilting. Can you get a nice close-up of some of this? The stitches are perfect. Beautiful. Now I'm going to turn it over. Okay, look how perfect. The reason this quilt is a prize winner is it's all hand quilted. And look at the designs on here. They're just very special. And then the piecing is just so perfect. Look at how the points are all perfectly put together. Not something that you see very commonly. How this artist put this together. Look at how they used like solid colors and prints all together, and it really makes like different colors pop right out. It makes the star look like it jumps right out at you. And that's the skill of a person who's designing this. You can see how it just looks like it has 3 dimensions. It's really great. And it's that way throughout the whole thing. Then also in the corner, I mean, if it wasn't enough to make the giant star, we have 4 in the corners, also perfect. And then you can see that the binding they put on was all sewed on by hand. It's not a machine sewing, and it's just nice and flat and beautiful. I think it's a beautiful quilt. I don't think it could be any more perfect. It just makes me so happy to have it. So I wanted to show you guys, because people have been asking, where's this quilt that you won? Well, this is it. Isn't it great? You can see why I was so happy that day that I came home and told Rick about it. So thanks for checking it out. I'm glad you got to see it.